G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. Today I'm going to try some little coasters again. I think the last ones you saw were these ones, little rounds. So today I'm going to try again different resin. My tabletop epoxy resin from Total Boat arrived last week. I've had a bit of a play with it, but I haven't videoed it, so I thought let's do that today. And just using these little square timber coasters. They are 10 centimeters or 4 inches across, and that's what I'm going to use today. Now in here, like, the resin is really quite bubbly because it's a thick resin. It only has a 20-minute work time, which is great. Because I only have to wait like 10 or 15 minutes to pour my white. I like to wait, you know, like at least half the time of the working time before I lay my white down. Now that's just a little bit of clear in there, and that's going to be for dividing the white from the colors. So that's my clear, and I'm going to put some clear in here to add my white, and I'm going to use the Just Resin Titanium white for this one. So I'm going to do 10%. So I'm going to do 10 grams. Hope I've got enough. 10 grams. I'm not going to need it all. 10 grams of resin to 1 gram of paste. Give it a bit of a stir. And I'm just going to kind of drizzle some in because I just want 1 gram. Eight. In you go. Look, I've tried with 5 grams, 7 grams, 10 grams, 15. It all sort of still works. I found that if I make it too opaque, I get quite small cells. So I'm going to try and go back to, just wipe that, I'm trying to go back to a little bit less of the white paste and see if I can get sort of bigger cells. So that's what we're going to do there. Now I'm going to do 2 shades of colour here with what I've got. So the first one is going to be the dark turquoise from Just Resin, and then Dark Storm from Just Resin. So I'll put a little bit in the cup first. Just gonna wipe off that tip so that I can dunk some in there. So what I'll do is I'll use this first for half my wave, and then I'll add some more colour. You could, if you wanted to, have 2 separate cups and do 2 separate colours, but I just find it easier this way. So I'll use this first, and I don't want to put too much in. Don't want to put like too much. There we go. Just got a couple of little practice ones over here, so I'm just going to add to them. And I'm going to come back. Okay, so that should be enough for my shallow water. So even though I sort of have a kind of a design of what I want, I find that the resin's going to move and change anyway, so I just need to leave enough room there. Oh, that one's a bit full there, isn't it? Leave enough room to then still put your layer of clear, and then your darker water as well. We don't need all of that. I'm still trying to work out, like, if it makes a difference as to how much, like, resin you put on here, like a thick amount versus a thinner amount. I'm not sure, you know, what the difference is. Not sure. just going to spread these two out. I've just got a couple of little sample ones here I'm just going to do as well. Not really videoing them, but I just thought while I'm doing this I just want to do a little bit of a sample. Because I'll try a different nozzle with this one and just see what works, since I'm already making waves. Alright, so now I need to just clean off that tip, and then we're going to add some of this dark blue to it. Don't need a lot because there's not much resin left. Okay, stir that in. I can feel what's in the cup here is getting warm already. So now let's just pour a bit of that on. Hopefully I've got enough. A little bit over here. Okay, so now I'm just going to spread this. And not put it over the other one, hey, I'll drip onto it. So I'm just going to spread it, and then I'll come back with my gloved finger and sort of blend the two. But yeah, this one I'm probably doing a little bit thinner than what I've done my others. I'm not sure whether or not, like if you put down a thick amount of resin, when the cells come up, maybe they can distort more because they've got more room to move because the resin's got a thicker layer. Does that make sense? That's what I was thinking anyway. Feel free to fast forward if you don't want me to, if you don't want to watch me doing this. I know it takes a couple of minutes. Probably easier just getting in there with my gloved fingers, but I just wanted to spread it first. Make sure I had enough. And I like to see the sort of the timber look through. It reminds me of sand, so I do like that. I don't like to have it too dark. So the resin's getting quite sticky now, so I should probably get going. I was going to wait 10 minutes, but this has probably taken me quite a while anyway to do. So actually I might start up here and thin out a little bit. Like so. I'm going to wipe that finger, otherwise I'm putting the dark blue into the light turquoisey colour. So just blending it a little bit, pushing a little bit over the edges as well. Again, it still feels like it's quite thick, a thick layer on there. So we'll just have to wait and see what it looks like, I guess. Those are good. Just blending these two over here as well. All right, so that's all my blending done. Clean off my fingers. Let's just torch these real quick. Get those bubbles out. Stir up my white. I am going to just wait for 5 minutes. So it's 10:25 at the moment. Just by doing a few, like I've got 6 here, 4 here, and then 2 over there. I've probably waited. I didn't actually check my clock to see what time I started, but I guess I could. If I pause my video, it might tell me. Oh no, I can't see up there anyway. It's just too black. It's too black. All right, I'm going to wait 5 minutes and then come back to you. It does look. It looks quite white, quite opaque. I can't see the stick through there, even though that's only 10%. wouldn't mind trying it with 5%, but look, I've seen people put such a big scoop in and I think, oh my gosh, it's like almost equal amounts of white and resin, and it seems to work for them, so I don't know. All right, I'll be back in 5. All right, it's been a couple of minutes. I just did my 2 little test ones there, so I don't think I'll wait any longer. I've got my clear in here, and I'm just going to pour a little bit, just sort of bit on that. It's kind of half on the colour and half on the timber, just wherever it's going, I'm just trying to get it to touch the blue. All right, and there we go. Now the same with this. I'm just going to, now this is going on the dry area because I want to try and keep some of the white as like a frothy edge. So I'm going to try and keep the white on there, not too thick a line because they're only little coasters, and I don't want to cover the whole thing with waves. So make sure that the white is touching the color all the way along. If you let your resin sit till it gets too thick, it's really hard to do this and you end up with a huge amount of white. Yeah, and it can sometimes not work if it's just too thick with white. All right, now the other thing I'm doing is I've taken off my little concentrator nozzle. So just got that, the regular nozzle that comes with it. I've only got low and high. I'm going to put it on high. I'm going to try not to overheat my resin. I'm just going to do one pass. I'm going to tilt this a little bit, ever so slightly, without dropping it, and try and skim across the top. I'm just kind of pushing it forward, like so. Oops, I better not let it go too much because it'll come back. I've just tilted it. Oh, maybe I shouldn't, because look, it wants to come back now. All right, let's try the other one not tilting, because when it warms up and it goes that way, and then as soon as I let go it comes back. So let's not do that. Okay, let's try with that. Same thing, try and skim across the top. Pushing up. Just going to keep going. Pushing it across the top. Little up and down movements here with my heat gun. Up, down, up, back, up, down. There, I'm just doing it. Okay, woohoo! I did it! Oh my gosh, I love those. They are just so cute. This is the one that I tilted and the resins come back and sort of squashed those cells. Oh my gosh, that's so adorable. Now, because I blew some of the white away, I'm just going to see if I can put a tiny little bit back in. Not a lot. Should be able to get all of that. Can't. Oh, nearly dropped it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Started dripping over here, and then as it drips, put a little bit more on. Okay, can't really stop. I'll have to keep going. Anyway, look, it's up to you if you want to do this. You don't have to. You could just leave it as is, you know, how you left it, which is fine as well. Oh, that's so cute. I haven't even torched yet. I don't even know if I should torch. Let's just go over really lightly, just one pass like that. Did it do anything? I don't know. Let's go again. Another pass. I don't really want to heat the resin up. So this one over here, it's looking a bit sort of cloudy. I probably like overworked the white. If you can, just try and do sort of one pass, leave it. Because if you come back and blow it again, you're overheating and it goes kind of cloudy. I do think I like this one the best, actually. All right, I think my hands are clean enough to bring you down and we'll have a little look, see what these look like. I think they're really pretty. Now, of course, you could come in with the second coat. Not a second coat, a second wave, if you wanted to. I think this one's the best one, you know, even though I did tilt it and it sort of went right up to here and it's come back again. I think what I'll do is, so this was pretty much used straight away. Oh, these are my two little samples over here. I'll just come over here. Same thing. I tilted both of these while I was blowing and you could see where the resin's gone up and then it's come back down and it's kind of scrunched those little cells up, so maybe not such a good idea. This one's really pretty though. That one's really pretty. So I'm just thinking, so it's been sitting just for a couple of minutes and you can see there that the white has started to sort of drop down like it does in a 3D bloom if you don't wait long enough for your resin to thicken. So I think what I'll do, because I can, I'm going to wait for these to cure and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a second wave, and this time once I have mixed all my colors and laid everything down, I'm going to set the timer for 10 to 15 minutes and we'll just see what the difference waiting makes. Love that. I might actually swap you out with you because I really like you. Even though you didn't see me blow it, I still did it. And then you can be my little practice piece. Just a little practice piece over here. All right. I'll put a little bit of white just there on that one. And I will see you for the second wave. All right, so it's the next day now, and let's have a little close up here of what these cells are looking like. You can see there, see how they've kind of spread a little bit. And we don't want that. We want this type of cell. You can see the difference where it hasn't dropped. See, these are nice and round and they haven't dropped. But then these, the white's dropped, and I probably overheated that and made the resin too warm and thin, and then the white paste drops down. So pretty much very similar in the 3D bloom, how the 3D bloom works. Pop your back up there. So second wave, I have mixed up 20. I did 20 grams of A and 18 grams of B of the Total Boat Tabletop. It's a lot of T's. Total Boat Tabletop. Oh my gosh. All right, so I'm going to just use the Dark Storm, the navy blue on this one. And this time, because my white has dropped, I'm going to just do my own thing. I'm not going to worry about how much paste other people put in. I am just going to do 5%. Okay? 5%. Because I don't want the white sinking. And we'll see how that goes. So 5%, if you're doing 5% in 10 grams of resin, it would be 0.5. Obviously, if you're doing 10% in 20 grams, it would be, oh, I don't know now. Anyway, it's half, okay? It's half. So I'm going to go 5 grams. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. I'm going to do 5 grams of resin. because I don't want to waste too much resin. I don't need very much for these 4 little coasters, and I don't want to waste it. It cost me a lot of money to get it in from overseas. The Total Boat. So I've got 5 grams there. If I was doing 10%, it would be 0.5, but I'm doing 5%, so it's half. So half of 5 is 2.5, so we're going 0.25. Does that make sense? Hopefully. So 0.25, pop a little bit in there. That's 0.2, tiny bit more. 0.26, 0.24, I got a tiny bit more because I had just a tiny bit over in my resin. So there we go. Clean that off. So that's going to be in my white, not very much. 5%, you guys. So what I think I'll do this time, instead of pouring my clear into another cup, I'm just going to pour it from here, just a little thin line, and then the rest of it I can mix up with my blue. How's that sound for a plan? Like so. Just a little squiggle. See if we can get that a little bit more natural looking. Come down a bit. It'll probably move a little bit. Right, we'll just clean this tip off here so that I can then, whoops, there goes my cloth. Okay, and a tiny bit of that. Don't need a lot, we've only got a tiny bit of resin left. Pick that up. Oops. This air conditioner's vents blowing everything away. Okay, so that's our gorgeous blue. Can't really see the beach under the wave. I was hoping to sort of see the beach under the wave, but yeah, I didn't leave enough clear. If you want to see the beach under the wave, you need to leave a larger clear section, I guess. Okay, I think that'll do. All right, let's pour this on. Follow that little line and a little dollop as well. Follow the line and a little dollop. Okay. A bit more. Everybody gets some. So you don't need very much if you're doing little coasters. And let's just spread this with my finger. I'm going to leave the resin on a little bit thicker this time. Instead of like really spreading it and taking some off, I'm just going to leave it where it's sitting. Hopefully it won't move too much, but just leave it, you know, rather than taking some off. I'm just going to leave it. It is quite a thick layer there. And we'll see how we go with that. Because I think I said to you yesterday for me, a few minutes for you, I wasn't sure how much to leave on. Like whether it makes a difference as to whether you leave a thick amount on or whether it makes a better wave if you take most of it off. And I was saying to you that I think if I make it really thin layer, when the cells pop up, they can't spread, which is similar when I was doing, do you guys, did you follow me when I was doing the acrylic pouring and we were doing cells? And if you had a really thin layer of paint, when your cells came up to the surface, they couldn't spread because there was so much tension, because the resin was so, the paint was so thin that when the cells came up, there was no room for them to spread. So I'm just wondering if this is going to be a similar sort of thing. So we'll see. I think that first layer I pushed a lot of it off. Like with this, when I was blending, I pushed quite a lot of the resin off and made that layer quite thin. So we'll just see what happens with this layer. If it works better. I'll give that a torch just to get those bubbles out. Okay, so that's those done. Oops. Now, how long should I wait? Let's mix this up. So the Total Boat, yeah, it's only got a 20-minute work time. I think I'll just wait 5 minutes. Probably already been 5 minutes since I've stopped stirring. There's more bubbles come up. So it's already been 5 minutes. So I'll stir this in. I'll wait 5 minutes and then I'll come back. Because I think as well when this resin is thick, like too thick, then the cells come up and they can't move because the resin's so thick, I think. Unless you're doing like a really, really thick base, really thick, and then you put a tiny bit on and then you just blow it. And you know, people who may have those little teensy-weensy little waves. They're really pretty, but they don't spread very far, and I think those are the people that use very thick resin and a very opaque white. So we will get onto that sort of testing later, but for the moment we're just testing these waves. All right, see you in 5. It has been 5 minutes. Doesn't look as if anything's really moved. I can't see that my clear has run down, which is great. I always try to put it up a little bit higher than what I want in case it does run down. And also when you add your white, it sort of moves down as well. All right, so let's try for a thin. I wonder if it would be possible to put this in a piping bag and actually pipe out a little bit. Do you think? Oh, I won't do it now. I will try that though at some stage. Because look, it doesn't really want to flow. Oh gosh, I can't see where it's going. Can't see where my line is. I'm going to try and have a slightly thinner line. I can't really see where I put my clear. It's hard to know where you put it. I'm going to stand down here and sort of look across the top and see if I can see it that way. So even though I'm trying to put a thin line on, it still ends up being quite a thick line. But yeah, I wonder if I can. Let's try that one time, hey? Not now, but another time. I'll put the white into a piping bag and just see if I can get a thinner line. It's fine if your resin's really thin, you know, it comes out in a nice thin line, but once it starts thickening up, it kind of goes globby. And yeah, it's a bit trickier. Now I'm just going to make sure that that white is touching the clear. I can see that it's not touching in a couple of areas, and if it doesn't touch, then it's not going to blow over properly and it's not going to look nice. So I'm going to end up with bald spots. So make sure that it's touching the clear. Yeah, that's good. Oh, this one's missing a few. That's quite straight. I didn't mean it to be straight, but it is. Okay. I think that's touching all the way along now. So I'm going to use this again, and I've got the nozzle taken off. Don't know how that would go on a bigger piece, but I've got it on 2. I've got low and high. So I've got high. Just let that warm up for a few seconds. And I'm going to warm just blowing all my paper towel out of the way. Let me put something on top of it. There we go. Okay. All right, skim the top. Just warm it up. Try not to overheat it. I'm going up and down, or back and forth, back and forth. Next one. Warm it up. Warm it up. Pushing it out. Warm it up. Pushing it out. Okay, that's it. Oh, you went up high. You didn't do much at all. What are you doing? Let's try you again. Yeah, once you've, that's unfortunate. Once you've gone over once, you really can't go again. I feel like I've ruined these two. I don't know what I've done here. Oh gosh, let's just get you off. Like so. If you do a wave like this and you think, oh, I really don't like it, you can, while the resin's wet, just wipe it off. Just, yeah, do it again. It's fine. I don't think I can do this again. Let's just try. I mean, normally you can't, but let's just put a little bit more on. I'll see if I can blow it again. This was my favourite and now I've ruined it. Right. I don't think you can blow it again, but let's just try. No. So once you've gone over once and heated it up, it really doesn't work again. It just becomes cloudy like that. This one's looking really good. But so yeah, I don't feel as if I did those very well. Oh gosh. Let's put that white back there. A little bit of white. So I think what I'll do is, it's a shame about this. I can just heat that bit, kind of melt it down. No, there's no saving it. Both of these. Okay, so what I'll do is I will just do that and I will just scrape that off. If you're not happy about it, just do it straight away, okay? Don't wait till your resin's thick. Just wipe it straight off. It's not a problem. It's only like 5 grams of resin. It's not a lot of resin. And we'll do it again. And look, it's good practice as well. So I do that and then I grab a baby wipe. I'll put some isopropyl on it. Make sure my glove's clean and I'll just wipe that. Don't particularly want to make up such a tiny little bit of resin again, but I'm going to for the sake of the video. Let's clean that off, clean the sides. No drama. Okay. I'll mix up a tiny bit more resin. Loving the color though, look at that. And even that one, this one's really good. I don't like you either. All right, let's do that. I'm going to do that one as well. If I'm mixing up resin, because I don't like how it's come back there. I wonder if it's because this layer of resin is thicker. Do you think? Maybe. Maybe. Basically only got 1 out of 3 of those that I liked. I don't know what I did. Well, actually, what I did is I left the resin on thicker. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's... it moved more. Maybe, do you think? Because I did have it on, you know, I left the resin on thicker. So the cells form, they move, they blew, or I blew the white. And then it kind of moves back again. So yeah, maybe that's what we did. All right, I need to clean up, and I will be back after I've mixed up some more resin. All right, let's do this again. So it looks as if having that thicker layer of resin might have been the culprit. So we'll go back to 5 grams, same as before. There's a hair. 5 grams. It's 4.8. There we go. 5.2. So now we need 0.25, same as last time. So it does look as if this white hasn't sunk, which is great. So 0.25, oops, that's oh, I've got too much now. I'll take some out. .28, that'll be fine. Close enough, close enough. As long as I wipe the stick and I haven't got any excess on my stick to take it any higher. I'll give that another stir a bit later. All right, let's do the same with the clear. I've got to remember not to do that one. Oh, that'd be terrible if I did that one, wouldn't it? A little bit there. You can go a bit higher up. What I do is I try to cover the bits that I don't really like, the bits that didn't work all that well. I try to cover them. Like come down here because I don't like that middle bit. Okay, there we go. So just a little bit. All right, just clean off that stick again. And I can put a tiny bit in here. Oh, I think that's how much I had. I like the colour. Do you like that colour gradient there? It's really pretty, isn't it? Okay, that's not dark enough. I didn't think I put as much in. A tiny bit more. All right, let's have a look at this. And also there's a lot of bubbles in there as well. So if you've got lots of bubbles, your colour will look lighter because of all the bubbles. Does that look about the same as I had last time? About that. All right. Look about the same. Just putting that next to that blue that's there already. I might do just a touch more. Wouldn't mind if it's a tiny bit darker. Just a touch more. Hardly any. So you guys having success with your waves? Like, have I helped you at all with my experimenting over the last month or so? Hopefully I have. I was always way too scared to do waves. It was just something that I thought, I can't do. So, and I sort of tried on and off over the last few years and did a few, and then I thought, no, I can't do this, and gave up. But end of last year, 2024, I thought, right, I am going to learn how to do waves. So practice, practice, practice. And hopefully I'm getting a bit closer. All right, let's go here. Put that next to my clear. A little blob. Skip you. I mean, I could if I wanted to. If these work out better than that one, I could still scrape that one and do it again. It's not a problem. And I'm going to put less. Just got heaps left. Might oh, I'm going to clear though. I may make something else with it. So here I am going to basically just, I'm going to tilt this a little bit, try and spread that. I'm going to need a bit more than that though. That's not quite enough. Basically just spreading it with my finger and just getting a thin amount. Move on to the next one. Pull that blue up. I am taking a bit of the clear with me, but can't be helped. Because the resin is such a thick resin, you know, it wants to stay in a big mound like that. Okay, let's spread that towards the back. Okay, next one. Tilt, spread. And hopefully you can sort of get a feel as to the thickness that you're leaving that resin on there. Hopefully I'm learning that too. Okay, let's torch. Ah! Oh, I need to put something over that. Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Let's, what can I put there? I don't know. I need to put something there to stop me from there. Don't touch. All right, I'm gonna set my alarm for 5 minutes and I will be back again. All right, let's do this, shall we? A little bit of white. Hopefully I can see this time where my clear is. Miss you. Up there. Just put a little bit on first and then I'll come back and do a little bit more. Oops, now I can't see where I'm going. It's really hard to see where the clear starts. Well, it is for me anyway, because everything's so glary. I think I need a bit of a thicker line. It doesn't work all that well for me when I do a really thin line. I've tried, it just doesn't work as well. For me anyway. And I'm going to have the white going right over the edge. So it's got something to hang on to and not all blow into the middle. Okay. Oops. Okay. Here we go. Same thing on high, and I'll try not to overheat, try not to overblow. It's not moving very much. Okay, I need to wriggle it. I need to go up and down like that and wriggle it. Warm it up. Push. Up and down, up and down. I wonder what will happen if I just do it like this. Instead of up and down, just do like a, no, not really. No, I've ruined it again. Oh my gosh. I shouldn't try to do something new. I just, yeah, just pushed all that out of the way. Okay, so these two are good. That one's good. I have no idea what I did there. No idea what I did there, unfortunately. You know what? Sorry if this is going to be a bit of a long video. I've actually got some blue left. Let's just, we knocked it. Let's do this again, this one. Don't have any more clear, but I've got some more blue. Just for the sake of practice. Practice, practice. Yeah, sorry, it's going to be a bit of a longer video, this one, with my trial and errors. I've melted my plastic with the heat gun. So it's going a bit blobby, a bit bobbly. So this one, because I've got no clear, the white wave may end up being a blue wave. May do. Just cleaning my gloves. Come on. Okay. And torch. A little bit of white. Isn't it amazing how sometimes you can do it and then other times you can't? You just can't. Now, I think because that blew away so much, I mustn't have had enough white on my dry area because it just blew that white totally away. So the white must have been sitting on top of my other layer of resin and it hasn't grabbed hold of that dry section. All right, let's try again. Warm it up. Push. We go a bit slower this time. Push. Push. Try and get that to go over the edge. There we go. Okay. Oh my gosh. Still lost all my white from the base. I don't know that that's going to really work all that well, this one. Since it's had three trials. And now my white's probably getting a little bit on the thicker side. And doesn't want to, oh, it's hot, doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, you are going, these three, love, love, love. It's probably my favorite actually. I don't know what I did with that one. I don't know what I did. I don't know. This one's a bit weird because it goes up here. I try to fix things and then I ended up just making things worse, really. So anyway, there we go. Scrape you. Scrape you. All right, I may or may not do this one again. Apparently I'm doing it again. Because I've got this little bit of resin here. It's getting quite thick now. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but look, maybe it's a good little test as to, you know, what happens when the resin has thickened. Because it's been 10 minutes. Okay. I blew the white on the others at 9 o'clock and now it's 10 past 9 a.m. Leaving that a little bit thicker. got a tiny bit of white left. Considering I only made 5 grams, I think it's doing well. It's doing well to get this far. Okay, it's probably enough. It was way too much last time. Blew it right off the top. Okay. All right, this is the last time, you guys. Last one. All right. Wish me luck. Here we go. Warm it. Push it. So straight away you can see the difference between the resin has gone quite thick there. And this is what I was saying to you before, when the cells come up, the resin's so thick that they can't move, whereas if the resin's thinner and sort of softer and more fluid, the cells can spread. So that's a very interesting little experiment. I think next time I use this combination, yeah, I won't wait. Like the first layer was no weight, wasn't it, from memory? But the white was more opaque, so it dropped. So if I do it again, this is just me going over in my head what I need to do. Next time, stay with the 5% because I think it's good, and then don't wait, and we'll see what happens with that. All right, I need to get myself cleaned up here, and then I'll bring you down for a close-up. Okay, so that is what happened when the resin was thick. So it had been sitting like for 15 minutes, and it's only got a 20-minute work time. I actually really like this one. I do, because it's got this little like stripe of white through the center there, just to kind of break it up a little bit. That one looks really pretty, but you can see on the first layer that those cells have dropped. Because my white was too heavy, not because the resin wasn't thick enough. And then this one looks really good. It's got no droppage of white on either layer. Looks really good. And this one looks really good. Oh no, there's a tiny bit of droppage just in there. I might have overheated that. So that's them there. Okay. Now I'm just looking at something else. Look at that. Look at the top of the wave there. See, it's gone all sort of feathery. And no, that hasn't got it. That's got the feathery, but then over here, which the one I didn't scrape, hasn't got the feathery. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to go back and watch my video. But yeah, all right, well, hopefully you guys have learnt something more about waves. I sure have. I have learnt that I don't need to have my resin too thick a layer, but I do need to have my white less heavy, less opaque, and I don't need to wait as long for it to warm up, because waiting does not work. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you're learning along with me. Have a go. Show me your work on my Facebook group, Pouring Your Heart Out. I would love to see it. And if there's any wave experts out there that want to weigh in, please comment down below if you know what I've done right, what I've done wrong. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now.